is Valley News Live at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. A $10,000 reward is now being offered for a Minnesota man suspected of killing his wife. Lizette Reinbold was murdered on Friday in Oakley, Minnesota. U.S. Marshals say the primary suspect is Eric Reinbold. He is considered armed and dangerous. If you see him, do not approach him. Call 911 or contact the U.S. Marshals Office at 1-877-WANTED-2. Tonight on Valley News Live at 6, we'll hear from a woman close to the victim who says these murders are only the latest development in a pattern of abuse. The man accused of spray painting hateful graffiti on a Moorhead mosque in April has pled guilty. 22-year-old Benjamin Enderle has pled guilty to gross misdemeanor harassment. He's also charged with felony criminal property damage, but court records did not indicate whether the charge has been dismissed. Enderle was arrested after a Walmart employee showed police surveillance video of him purchasing red spray paint similar to what was used in that vandalism. He admitted to police that he spray painted the mosque, claiming he did it as a joke. Now here's Summer with a first look at your forecast. Summer?
Good evening, everyone. We still have some haze lingering across the valley. As you can see, a bit of that on the horizon from our Dakota Magic Casino Skycam network down in Hankinson, North Dakota, along the North Dakota-South Dakota state line. We have had some improvement throughout the day, though, but the smoke isn't gone yet. Check out this photo that was sent in near Candu, North Dakota by Rick Craig. Hazy sunset setting right over that old rustic barn. That was an absolutely amazing shot. And another one. This is Devil's Lake last night. A beautiful smoky sunset over the water. That's really only one of the good things the haze is bringing is some colorful sunrises and sunsets. Here's a quick look at your wildfire smoke forecast. This is what we're currently seeing. The haze lingering through the Central Valley and our Minnesota counties. Some improvement out to the west across eastern North Dakota as a front is pushing through. But after that front passes, we see more smoke filtering in for our Tuesday from those wildfires burning in Canada. Coming up, Stacey will be talking about a chance of some storms later tonight and an early look at the weekend ahead.
All right. Thanks so much, Summer. The trial for a former West Fargo teacher begins tomorrow. Ronald Thompson was charged back in February, accused of luring a minor after a detective in Florida found that Thompson was posing as a 14-year-old while chatting online. If convicted, he could face up to 10 years in prison. Also on tomorrow's agenda, Elijah Vistens. He's charged with manslaughter, among other charges, in the death of 21-year-old Isaiah Johnson. Johnson was in the car with Vistens when it crashed. He was ejected and died of his injuries. Vistens told police he was drinking in the hours before that crash. Cactus Jack's Saloon was hit with a $500 fine last month for serving alcohol to Vistens, who was only 19 at the time. A North Dakota man is in the hospital after being hit by a car while riding his motorcycle. That happened just after 7:30 this morning near Emerado. Officers say a pickup driven by Michael Garcia crossed into an intersection of 25th Street Northeast and 12th Avenue Northeast, colliding with the motorcycle. Police haven't released the name of the motorcycle driver yet, but they say he was taken to Altru with serious injuries. Search and recovery efforts continue at the condo collapse site in Surfside, Florida. The bodies of 4 more victims have been recovered at the site, bringing the death toll to 94. Officials say among them are 83 bodies that have been identified. Their families have been notified. 22 people still remain listed as missing. President Joe Biden and Attorney General Merrick Garland met with local leaders, including mayors and police chiefs, about how the federal government can help reduce gun violence. The president encouraged communities to use the $350 billion for states included in the American Rescue Plan to hire more officers and boost crime prevention programs.
Secondly, is supporting local law enforcement with federal support they need. Our strategy provides including funding for law enforcement through the American Rescue Plan for states, cities, and to be able to hire police and pay them overtime in order to advance community policing.
The meeting comes as gun violence continues to rise. One of the president's weakest areas in polling has been on crime, with just 38 approving versus 48 disapproving of the job he's doing on that issue. President Biden affirmed America's support for Cubans protesting against the government. The president says the protests over the weekend are unlike anything the country has seen for decades, and he called on the authorities to refrain from violence. The president also said that he sent a U.S. law enforcement team to Haiti to help investigate the assassination of that nation's president. Asked about possible policy changes or other moves to help Cuban protesters, President Biden told reporters to, quote, stay tuned. Representatives from Pfizer are meeting with federal health officials to discuss the possible need for a COVID-19 booster shot. This meeting comes days after the company announced plans to seek FDA approval for a third shot of their vaccine. However, the FDA and CDC later released a joint statement saying that fully vaccinated people don't need booster shots and they're protected from severe disease and death, including from the variants currently circulating. A new report shows it is possible to be infected with two COVID-19 variants at the same time. According to researchers, a 90-year-old Belgian woman was admitted to the hospital in early March where she tested positive for COVID-19. She died a few days later. Genome sequencing confirmed she was infected with both the alpha and beta variants. The study authors say she likely contracted the infections from two different people because both variants were circulating in the country at that time. Minnesota's COVID response is winding down. The state is planning to close all but one of its mass vaccination sites by August 7th. Governor Tim Walz says the state will focus on the several hundred smaller vaccination sites around the state at pharmacies and healthcare providers. Minnesota's vaccination rate has been stagnant in recent weeks at about 2/3 of residents 16 and older with at least one dose. The Mall of America location will be the only state-run mass vaccination site to stay open past the first week of August. If you're looking for places to get the vaccine, use our VNL vaccine tracker. It's on the homepage of our website, or you can open your phone camera and point it at the QR code on your screen and tap the link that pops up. Fargo police are celebrating some new promotions in their ranks. 4 officers have been selected to form the new FPD executive staff team. The new assistant chief says he's made it his goal to get good people into law enforcement.
Right now, something that really drives me, especially in our current political environment, is helping good people get into law enforcement. We've got a lot of great people out there that are looking to make a difference, and this allows them to serve our public, to serve our community, and truly be that difference that we're all looking for.
The officers tell us they hope the department will make greater strides in connecting with members of the community. West Fargo residents will soon have an easier way to get around on their bikes. A new bike route is going in connecting 13th Avenue East and 7th Avenue East. The project is estimated to cost $600,000. The city says the money will come from a grant from the North Dakota DOT as well as from West Fargo's capital improvement sales tax. 10th Avenue East will be closed for the next 2 weeks as crews install the bike path. Drivers in Grand Forks will no longer have to dig through their cars for cash in order to park downtown. The city has just implemented a mobile app called Passport Parking, which allows you to pay with a credit card or a site like PayPal. The app allows drivers to pay for hourly or daily parking in the downtown parking ramps. If you're looking for longer-term parking, you can purchase a monthly or annual permit online. You can find that link right on our website, valleynewslive.com. Just click on this story. If you're heading to the downtown Fargo Street Fair this week and don't want to worry about parking, you can get a free ride on Link FM. The buses are running Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 9:30 in the morning until 9:30 at night. Pink Link FM signs will show each of the 13 bus stops on the route. Park at the Moorhead Center Mall and wait at the bus shelter in the east parking lot. Buses will arrive about every 7 minutes. A reminder, face coverings are still required on all buses. Coming up, it's now considered the largest California wildfire this year. A look at the blaze taking down parts of California.
And if you have plans to head out to the Red River Valley Fair tonight, expect temperatures into the 80s, still some wildfire haze aloft, improving a bit tonight, but clouds increase late along with an isolated chance of a thunderstorm or two, greater chance in the northern Red River Valley. I'll time out those storms and the placement